Good morning and welcome to Limitless, the show that brings you love and inspiration on a Saturday morning. And today we are here to speak once again and to honor a man who has dedicated his life to supporting gospel music. And of course, the last few weeks, there was a wonderful ceremony that took place in the heart of England, the city of London, where they were celebrating some of the best in gospel music, recognizing them for their contribution to the industry historically from the very beginning of British gospel music to this present day. It was a time of jubilation, time of celebration, recognizing individuals who have helped to craft the what we have today and what we call British gospel music. Um, and so, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce ONeil Dennis on the show.
Hello, hello.
Hello and good
How are you doing?
morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. Really, really good. Thank you so much for asking.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, of course, the step forward, I saw the pictures and we're going to watch them pretty soon, was such a successful event. I was gutted that I wasn't able to be there. As you know, I really wanted to. I had my frock and everything ready. I was quite excited to be giving out an award, and then we know what happened, and so I couldn't make it. So apologies for that. But yeah, but it watching the having a look at the video, having a look at the pictures. It was exciting to see a gathering of the greats.
Yes,
You
yeah,
know,
you're absolutely right.
coming, yeah, and the diversity
Yes,
as well.
yes. No, it was truly fantastic. All thanks to God.
Yeah,
We had spoken about it. We were planning and doing as much as we could for the weeks and the months leading up to the event. But to see it in real life and to see,
yeah,
as you said, the diversity and the camaraderie and the fellowship that was there, it
yes.
was it was heartwarming, really
Wow.
heartwarming.
And the thing is that really I quite liked was that i- these are very talented, gifted, anointed people that have said yes to the calling, and not all of them are known in the public eye. We don't
Yes,
always recognize these people because they're the ones behind. Not all of them, obviously, but there were. It was nice to see a lot of the giants that are behind the screen as well, or
mm,
behind the front image, pulling the
yes,
strings,
yes,
bringing the music to the forefront, distribution, management,
mm,
production, all of these people that helped it all come together,
yes.
and are talented in their own right. But no one ever knows. No one ever recognizes because we recognize the face that we see and we think that's the person that is all sufficient and all able and we forget God works within community.
Mhm. You're
So,
absolutely right.
yeah, you were going to say.
Yeah, and that was a big part of the night for us. It was
Hmm.
about really honoring those individuals, some of whom, as you said, have you might hear the name, but you don't actually know exactly what they do
Yeah.
and the sacrifices they've made. And that is a big part of the Step Forward Awards and will be for years to come.
Mm,
It's
mm,
that honoring mechanism, it's that system. That is the heart. That is the heart. Romans 12, verse 10. Romans 12, I come back to it every single time.
yeah,
It's about showing brotherly love to everyone and outdoing each other in honoring the other
yeah,
person. That's the heart.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely anointed souls, refined tools in the hands of God. Most
Absolutely.
definitely crafted for excellence. I was excited. I thought, oh my goodness, this is absolutely wonderful. And I think as we move forward, I wonder. My question was, how is this going to impact the industry? How did you expect this to impact the greater community, and in what other individuals begin to do, or what is the outcome as it ripples on
Yes.
that you envisaged, or that God is the vision as we move forward of, or the effects, should I say, of this event?
Yes.
What is that in your mind?
Well, the simple hope is that it will inspire us to recognize the
Mm,
service and the sacrifice, not just of
mm,
those who are doing things currently, but also of those whose shoulders we stand on. Because
mm,
so often it's easy to just think of the names we see and love who are current and
mm,
popular, if you will. But a lot of times I find we overlook the sacrifices of those who have gone on before. And that really was a big part of the first step forward awards. And the hope is just simply that we'll just keep on coming together more. We'll just keep on coming together and celebrating each other, honoring each other, and just acting in love and fellowship, because that fellowship is everything, isn't it?
Yes,
that
it is.
unity of spirit, really, that's when God begins to move even more extensively. And that's the hope. That is the simple hope.
Yes, yes, and I like the way you phrase that, in the sense where unity is where God begins to move. And
Yes.
what really excited me again, once again, it was the fact that unity and oneness in diversity.
Mm.
There were there was no tribalism. The pictures didn't show people all gathered, where you see people who look the same all gathering together, or who sing in the same genre all standing together. There was a mixture, and
Yes.
I loved it. No tribalism in that, in the whole, from pop to country to R&B, hip hop, reggae, traditional gospel to contemporary Christian, praise and worship. I just, I thought, wow, black and white, Asian, all colors, all creed, all cultural influences, diversity, variety of rhythms, with one unified force. God,
I think we need to have you on our PR team for the next one, yeah? You
you
speak
know what? I might
Spanish.
just take off your offer this time, but
There you go.
see what the
And
new year brings.
you're absolutely right. I mean, Step Forward from its inception has had two core objectives. Very simple. God called us to help to bridge the genre divide that exists, where if you're black, you're predisposed to liking gospel, and if you're white, you're predisposed to liking CCM. And we were called to bridge the intergenerational gap, between young and old. And that was the beauty of the night, because, as you said, we saw those things in action. It was all the different genres just mixing and fellowshipping together. And it was all the age groups, black and white. It was a joy to behold. It really was a joy to behold.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, do you know what? We've talked enough, because, as I said, there's other people who have things to say as well. So I think let's listen to what people themselves who were at
Okay.
the event had to say.
Okay.
And we've got some videos. I know you didn't know this.
Oh,
It was off the cuff and very last minute, as you will see in a minute when you watch it. So let's sit back, everyone, and relax and just listen to some of these great names, these door openers as well as frontliners, speaking about this event. Just a few.
Hi, this is Noel Robinson. I want to salute A Step Forward and all the work that they have done in creating a platform where we can honour and celebrate UK artists. What an amazing job you guys have done. It was a fabulous evening, fantastic evening, and so well organised, so well orchestrated. That's the stuff that's all behind. I know there's probably other things behind it, but I want to say congratulations. I believe that this is our best foot forward in the UK Christian community where we get to celebrate. So I want to celebrate A Step Forward. I celebrate you, ONeil Dennis. Bless you. Bye.
Yeah. Hi, folks. This is Basil Mead from the Royal Albert Hall. You might see behind me, we're just preparing for the annual LCGC Christmas show at the Royal Albert Hall. But I just stepped out of rehearsals for a moment just to show some love to ONeil and the Step Forward team. They did an amazing job for the Christian Music Awards this year. I was privileged to attend. Please support them. They're doing incredible work and they need the support of the community rather. Okay, bless you. Merry Christmas to everybody.
A big congratulations to you and your team, Dennis. When I arrived at the show, I looked around and it suddenly occurred to me that it wasn't just an award show. It was the coming together. It was the merger, the cross-fertilization. How can I put it in words? There were legends, pioneers, revolutionaries. There were so many people that made a contribution to gospel music and CCM. They were rewarded and your team pulled it off brilliantly. All the very best to you, all the very best to A Step Forward, all the very best to the team as you all go forward and continue this fantastic work. God bless you. Bye.
I'm here at the world famous Royal Albert Hall to pay tribute to my brother and great friend and associate. I just went blue then. I've gone all blue. And associate ONeil Dennis, who is amazing. He is absolutely amazing. This guy's like come into our lives. He's transformed how we're thinking about presenting our music, our genre. And I'm so thankful to God for bringing him into the frame. Now, one of the things you guys should know is that he just has a heart to do great things. He's not trying to get any accolades, or he's not trying to kind of be like revered or for anybody to look up to him. He does this with the purest and the most unwavering, and like he wants no credit or anything for just doing what he does. And that's exactly why I couldn't find the right words to frame what he's really about, because I don't think we can say that much about someone who's so selfless, who gives of themselves and really just expounds the goodness of God, and also just wanting to see everybody do well. So we salute you. ONeil, we salute you, and we say, may God bless you, may he keep you, may his face shine upon you. And we can't wait until the 2022 awards.
Hi ONeil, this is Les. Just highly commending you on an amazing evening at the Step Forward Awards. Wow, an unforgettable time. Felt like a triumph, but also felt like a community celebration. I love the way that you and your team just brought the tribes together and we were able to honor one another. And I also felt like a Malachi 4 moment, where the fathers and the mothers were honored, the pioneers, and then the fathers and the mothers also encouraged the next generation to take the baton and go even further. But I know this evening is going to be so fruitful, and just want to again thank you again, ONeil, for all the effort, the perseverance, and for the incredible time this was together. Well done.
Hi Dennis, it's Sarah Tabo. I have already told you this in person, but I'm going to say it again. Congratulations to you and the team, the Step Forward team, for an amazing award show you put on recently, and for the successful, staging of the event. I'm so proud of you guys. All the hard work, time, sweat, and imagine tears as well. And, the dedication that went into the excellence that we saw on the night is unparalleled in our industry. So I just want to say, well done and thank you. And here is to bigger and better things coming soon. God bless.
Wonderful. And that was Noel Robinson, Basil Mead, Steve Smith, Nikki Brown, Les Moye, and Sarah Tabo. You know what Nikki was saying? Can't wait till next year. Are you getting emotional?
You guys have caught me off guard, because this is the stuff we do for others. So to even, thank you. I'm sure the whole team and watching this will be as surprised as I am. So appreciate you guys. Really, thank you.
Wow. Nikki was talking about next year. Can't wait till 2022.
I haven't even got
Oh, I'm going to ask you at the end then. Let's leave it to the end.
Yes,
what are you expecting for 2022?
I need time to recover. Just a little bit.
What was that? What did you say?
No, I was just saying I need a little time to recover here, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, wow. So if this was all you expected and more, were there any surprises, any highlights of the evening?
You know what? You can put everything into planning an event or an activity,
Yes.
but to see it come to life, and to see the, how do I put it? There was just a naturalness to this event that I'm still trying to put a finger on it, really. It seemed effortless, it felt effortless. There were challenges, there still are challenges, but it just felt like we didn't have to overexert ourselves to do anything, right? It just felt like, and I suppose this is what God's timing looks like and
Yeah.
feels like,
Yeah.
because it just felt so natural, it just felt so normal, it just felt like, okay, this is what we do all the time.
Yes.
So, I can't put it into words, really. As I said, there are still challenges, and we know that the enemy is always trying to knock things left and right.
Yeah.
But, we just saw God's hand prevail in this first event, and it just inspires us for everything that He has given us to do next. Because, like, you know what? Why do I need to even worry?
Yes.
God got this. And I think that really, we saw Him move when we did the master classes back in January. And in this event, we saw Him move again, but in an unexpected way, but no less significant.
Yes.
And that it just made it more than what we could have ever imagined. Because there's always the worry. There's always you're planning ahead, just not knowing exactly what's going to happen. But we came out realizing that, well, actually, the next thing we take on, man, we will have so much more confidence, because we've proven, or God, He's proven His faithfulness. And we know He does that time and time again. But it was just all the volunteers, all the people who, as Sarah said, put blood, sweat, and tears into the event. I think not just myself, they would have been re-inspired to trust and to have faith in the God who is the God of the impossible. So yeah, it did exceed our expectations.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love this testimony, and it's very inspiring for all, and encouraging, most definitely, that when we know that He is with us, even as we set into what seems impossible or into unknown ground. He walks with us, and then you build that confidence, which some could say, well, you knew He was with you anyway, you should have been confident, but you've got to go through it, don't you?
Yes. Absolutely.
It's unknown.
Yes, gotta go through.
And as a result, it's been the talk of the town. People have been talking. Those that you saw there, and those that we didn't get a chance to, they didn't get a chance to send back their videos. So the videos are still coming, and I will forward that to you.
Wow.
I will forward that to you as soon as we get them. I think that it would be a good time to just watch another video of the highlights, so we can actually see what was going on there. It's a little bit long, same as the other one, but I think it's definitely worth it, guys. It's worth it. So you guys just sit back, watch, and remember, this is what you missed, if you missed it, of course. And so there's always going to be 2022 to come. So make sure you just like feel the vibes of what happened on that evening and soak it all in. Okay, let's watch that. How do you top this one? So there goes that question. What does the future hold for Step Forward?
Oh, wow. You know what? Thank you guys so much. You've just allowed me to relive the event. Just that's fantastic. Just fantastic. Massive credit to Emmanuel, the photographer who took those amazing pictures
Yeah.
as well. How do we top this one? My honest answer: God only knows. God only knows. I know the team have started talking and just started deliberating, but
Yeah.
really, God only knows. I know what He's called us to do, and I know we've been faithful in delivering on that. And we never go in with the hype or the it's just like, oh, we want to do it. It's just hearts. It's just hearts united to say, you know what, we just want to do what we've been called to do. So what that will look like might be as big a surprise to you as it will be for me. But hey, let's go. Let's go.
Praise God, praise God. And I know that you've got the media awards coming up probably sooner. And which we talked about the last time. I am very much looking forward to that, whenever that will be.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit more about that again, just to remind people what we discussed last time, and so just to whet their appetites and so they can be excited?
Um, I want to hold a few things back. I'm trying to build
Oh,
the anticipation. No, don't do that. We're looking to do things a little bit differently next year, just building on what we had for this one. And one of the things we're exploring is just giving a bit more time to the honorary side of things, if you will. So there's potentially going to be not just one, but potentially two events to
mm,
honor, to celebrate everyone. But on top of that, there are some things that we're looking at doing. We know we want to come back with some shape and form of the master classes
yeah.
early next year. So we're looking at what that could look like. That might be a simpler version, something a little bit more intimate, if you will. So we're working that through. We have the Poets in Autumn coming in May, first bank holiday weekend. So that's the poetry stuff. And then we're looking at the Music and Media Conference again next year, as you mentioned.
Mm,
And
mhm,
that's looking to be a highlight just because we have seen so much growth in the UK Christian and gospel space. And we're thinking, you know what, 2022 might be the right year to just
mm,
continue to resource and continue to support just the abundance of creatives that are doing just amazingly well already.
mhm.
So we're looking into that. That's likely to be around August, September, whenever we bring that back. But yeah, keep a lookout, keep a listen out for the Music and Media Conference for next year.
Yeah, most definitely, because that's one of the things that in the last few weeks I've been discussing with quite a lot of my guests. We've had a lot of
Not sure where she is. I think I'm not sure if I'm speaking. I don't know if Maria is there still or not, but I'm sure she'll be back shortly. But just to say that the the whole UK experience at the moment is just a phenomenal one where we're just seeing so much growth, so many exciting things, so many new artists coming through. The level of skill, the level of commitment, the level of dedication. It's just really, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And there's just an excitement that, again, I'm excited to see where it goes next. Really excited, and there's so many champions coming through for the entire scene. And it really, if you're involved in the UK in Christian and gospel music, now is the time. Now is the time to not even hold back. Just be fearless, be intentional about whatever it is that you feel called to do, because the next year is perhaps going to be the most defining one for the UK Christian and gospel scene. So my humble suggestion is don't hold back. Just be fearless in your approach and just continue to do what God has called you to do. I'm still just talking in case Maria pops back in. I'm not quite sure where she is. I am only seeing myself at the moment. But yeah, there's one or two. There's just a few people that I want to just really make a shout out to. I mean, Shane Roberts and the support that he gave for the Step Forward was absolutely phenomenal. Which is why I had to call him up on stage. This is a gentleman who works tirelessly behind the scenes a lot of times. And the whole idea going into 2022 is we want to call out some of those heroes, those unsung heroes, especially because they're not bothered about getting any credits. They're not bothered about, getting any accolades. And I think it's the right thing to do to honor and to celebrate these individuals. There's Elijah, who heads up the UK Christian Chart. There's Audrey Gray, who also heads up GMIA. There's Akosua, who does her PR stuff and works with Premier Gospel. There's our team, Heather, who handles our PR. Annabelle, who was project coordinator. Philip, who heads up the multimedia team. The list just goes on. And that's, I'm already in trouble because I know there's just so many more names to call. But just massive thank you to everyone. When we say that it couldn't have been done without you, it's not hyperbole. It's just the honesty of it, that it couldn't have been done without the involvement and the suggestions from each one of you. And Maria, here you are again.
Apologies. Apologies for that. But you're such a professional. Look at you.
I was just rolling.
You just rolled with it, and it sounded so perfect. I wish I had an award to give you right now. Amazing. But yeah, like I was saying, once again, apologies. But like I was saying before, with the media, that there are one of the things that we've been discussing quite a lot of is the fact that there are a lot of churches, a lot of Christian organizations, a lot of musicians, a lot of people that potentially can add a richness to the media, the Christian arena as such,
Yes.
just to bring that Christianity to the platform that the world is moving in, as far as exposure and communication is concerned, but they don't know how to do it. And I think that in September that would be a great opportunity, not just to bring together all the greats, the knowledgeable, the skilled, but also those who don't know, and they can get that training. What is the main objective of that? What are some of because I'm sure there'll be other things God has that he will reveal to you as time goes on, but what are some of the objectives in a climate where there are still division? I know that you've done a lot with bringing people together of different cultures, but there is still that division, and there is still ignorance of how to get onto these platforms. What are your general aims out of that media conference?
Funny enough, one of the things that was highlighted to us coming out of the awards is the sense of togetherness that was on display, and just how much of a healing process that is for the entire UK. I think that's the foundation we want to continue building on, because as you said before as well, where there is unity, there can be prosperity. God is in the midst of it. So that's really the heart of the Music and Media Conference. That's how it's been before. We're going to build on that legacy of empowering individuals, right? Supporting individuals and uplifting individuals. Those are some of the tenets that we're working towards. And we've seen this growth already in the scene. There's a coming together, there's a networking of hearts and minds, unlike anything we've seen in the 7 years that we've been around. So we already know that God is already setting the stage for what he wants to do next. And the conference is God's willing going to be another part of that journey for the whole UK scene. And what we're encouraging everybody to do is there are just so many platforms who are doing amazing work. Just keep on doing what you're doing. If you're interested in starting something, don't hold back. Be fearless, be intentional, because this is a space that is ripe. This is a space that is open for business. But don't mind the pandemic. There's just people out there who need encouragement, who need the gospel. And we're the ones who, in whatever season we're in, our mandate hasn't changed. It just means that we might have to be more creative to find other ways to reach people, but our mandate is always to go Our mandate is always to do. Our mandate is always to share the gospel. So once we continue to be firm on that mandate and be fearless about wherever we are, we should see the fruits of our labor in due time. So it's just an encouragement. The Music and Media Conference, yes, but it's more an encouragement just to every person who's, just serving in the vineyard, those who are delivering behind the scenes and in front, just to keep on doing what you're doing, because 2022 is, we're going to see a shift. I'm thinking like none that we've seen before. Because we've learned so much coming out of the pandemic, or in the pandemic, we're learning so much about different ways, new ways of harnessing technology. Something that I know is going to be coming up really soon, that I think is going to be perhaps an example of just how we can harness creativity and technology, is something that we displayed at the awards called QCast, which is being led by Shabazz and his team. And that gets launched next month. And that's just going to be such a great example of just how we can be creative in spite of the circumstances that we're facing, but just having a heart to reach people and to encourage people along the way. So QCast, listen out for it. It was announced at the Step Forward Awards, and I know that it's going to be launched soon. And yeah, it's going to be phenomenal.
Amazing. There's so much to look forward to, so much to be excited about. And I really believe that these events that are coming up is important for absolutely everybody in the UK who's interested in pushing the gospel forward, just to find out, to educate yourself, and also to network as well. And I think in doing that, we help our brother up, we reach out a hand like you are doing. We all learn then how it's done. We all do it. And create, and therefore create that spirit of unity that hopefully will catch on globally as well within the Christian community, which is great. Absolutely great. It's been an honor to have you on the show. And of course, one of the things that you said was, yes, we know there's been a pandemic, we know, and it just took me back to Job 22:29, where men say there is a casting down, then we, the righteous, will say there is a lifting up. He lifts us up, even though, and sometimes even so, because there is a casting down, and there is a difference as those who are light of the world shine even brighter in the midst of the darkness. And so thank you so much for coming on the show today and shining
so much for having
a light for all of us as a role model of how
you guys have
it's done.
you guys have blown me away. Just thank you for the videos.
Great.
That's you caught me by surprise, and that doesn't happen very often. So yeah, appreciate it.
Praise God.